Guten Tag, Maisie, wie geht's? C'est moi, Dieter. Ich bin Dieter. Morning coffee with Dieter. Today, Dieter's going to do a gentle rant because he's going to talk about things that he finds amusing. Some of you may think Dieter gets really upset about certain things, and actually, he doesn't. He doesn't get that upset. He's just having fun a lot of times. Those of you, those are my 6 to 9 loyal viewers, or is it 535 now, who've seen more than 2 or 3 of my videos, I think get a sense of what I'm about. I'm just an old guy having fun, and I just seem to have more fun as this goes on. So I was at one time going to stop, but I think if you look at some of my older videos, you see I'm more serious, right? And now I'm at the stage in my life where I'm just having fun with my videos because I don't care. I don't care what people say or think, really. Just having espresso today. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about is I think it's funny about mostly guitar channels, because that's a lot of the stuff that I watch. And just as an aside, because you know I digress all the time, maybe getting the shit beat out of me was a good thing, because I've got a kind of a, I don't know if you can see, kind of a good attitude now. I don't watch any TV, even sports. I just watch the highlights. And I've been getting better sleep, going to bed earlier and playing guitar more and getting more into guitar. And I've always walked my dog a lot, but I'm even walking my dog more. And going to get into some more drawing and painting. I tend to focus on one thing at a time that way. But physically, I feel really good. The back spasms are going away, and it was taking me almost an hour to get up in the morning. Now it only takes me about 10 minutes, so that's a positive thing. And I'll throw in a little ad here. For those of you who want, D'Addario makes some good stuff. And I bought these coily cables because guitar cords, because they don't seem to get knotted up as much. And this stretches out to 30 feet, which is really cool. So I have they come in 3 colors, black, red, and blue. And you know me, I like things in 3. So yesterday I bought 2 of these, one for myself, so I have the black one and a complete 3 set. And I bought one for my friend Matt. But they're quite good. The only thing is, with a longer cable, you do lose some, I think you lose a bit of output, but it has a nice mellow, if you want a more mellow tone to your guitar, for some reason these coiled long cords seem to, unless it's just in my head, but it seems to make a little more mellow sounding thing. So I was going to talk about guitar videos, and I'm just going to use this as an example, because you know I like the Eagles. So you don't have to like them, but I saw this criticism about Henley, and my point was this. Okay, if you didn't buy a ticket and you didn't go to the concert, why do you care? The other thing is this: if the guy's still selling tickets for $200 and he's selling out shows, obviously there is a demand for that product, if you want to call it. So let the guy do it. But I had this one guy, and I'll tell you who he is. He calls himself Wings of Pegasus. And he pontificates like he's some expert on the music business or whatever. And what the hell has he ever done? But my point to him and people like him are this: if you didn't buy a ticket and you didn't go, just shut up about it. And he says, well, it's time for Henley to retire. Like, that's like someone saying, you know, Randy, you're 68 years old, stop playing guitar, sell all your guitars because you're too old to play. Now, do I play as well? Am I as good as I was maybe 20 years ago? No, probably not, right? But I enjoy it. So I don't need some guy who's half my age or a third of my age telling me what to do with my life. I guarantee if I told someone like that what to do with their lives, they just tell me to fuck off, old man. because I see it happen all the time. Fuck off, old man. What the fuck do you know? Well, I know, maybe I might know a bit more because I'm already into my 7th decade and you're into your 2nd or 3rd or 4th. You know? There's no respect, is there? That's my point. My point is, if you pay $200 for an Eagles ticket or a Taylor Swift ticket or whatever, and you enjoyed it, what's wrong with that? That's up to you, okay? And I know a bit about people that perform because I was trained as an actor, and there are times when the show is what's important. I know, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but I probably am. I know people like Don Henley who are perfectionists, and because I've heard him in interviews say, when you go to an Eagles concert, you expect a high standard. So maybe, because he's 76, I'm just saying maybe there are a few songs he just couldn't do that night because they're older and they're touring, and it takes more out of you when you're older. So maybe he thought, I just can't do this to my normal standard. But my point is this: he is not a fraud. Don Henley, Joe Walsh, Don Felder, Vince Gill, like the artist he is, Stuart somebody, he's got this great guitar player, Timothy B. Schmidt, are not frauds. They are excellent, talented people who in their prime were some of the best in the world. So they're not frauds. You wouldn't expect to see Mario Lemieux now, how old is he, 45, 50? To be able to play at an NHL level skill. But that doesn't mean he never did it, and it doesn't mean he can't skate well either. He probably can still skate really well, even though he probably hasn't put on skates in 20 years. My point is this: if there are nostalgic people like me, personally, I would never pay $200 for anything, like to see anyone. I don't like going to concerts. I personally don't like big crowds. So personally, I think it's silly for anyone to spend $200 on a ticket, but I don't knock people for doing it. I said, okay, I just go, I wouldn't do that. But if you want that experience and you like that experience, go for it. It's your money. Why should I care what you do with it? And I have no business telling you, don't do that if you want to do it. You have every right to tell me to fuck off and mind my own business. So what I was saying to people like that is, it's none of your business. Okay? Like, there's another guy, he's got a very popular guitar channel. He calls himself the Guitar Hunter. And I like this stuff, and I subscribed for a while. But then I noticed he does some silly things too, because he's an American, and that's okay. But Americans have a lot of them have this built-in bias. It has to be a Fender, it has to be a Gibson, it has to be a Gretsch, it has to be a Guild, it has to be a made in the USA guitar. Why? Are you saying Canadians don't know how to make guitars? Germans don't know how to make guitars? French people don't know how to make guitars? English people don't know how to make guitars? Japanese people don't know how to make guitars? Right? Spanish people don't know how to make guitars? It's bullshit. So I comment on things that I've had experience with. Like when I comment on a Martin or a Gretsch or whatever, okay, I don't own one, but I've played one, and I've played enough of them to get a sense of what they are. But what I find funny, and I actually do find it funny, is I'll have people out of the blue say, well, your Godin's a piece of shit. Well, have you played a Godin? Well, no. So how do you know it's a piece of shit? Well, because it's made in Canada. Really? Okay. You're entitled to that opinion, but my point is this: is it a valid opinion? Is it a worthwhile opinion, or is that person that's making a comment like that just being an asshole? Well, I think the correct answer is the latter. That person's just being an asshole because they're talking out of hand. Now, if I was to say I don't like the Gibson Hummingbird, and I don't like the Gibson Hummingbird, okay, that's my opinion. If you have a Gibson Hummingbird and you like it, I don't care. I'm happy. I actually am happy for you. I'm happy for anyone who has a guitar that they like. But I've played a couple of Gibson Hummingbirds and I don't like them. I don't think, that's just my opinion. Okay? And I'm entitled to it. But it's not that I haven't played one. Now, if I hadn't played one and said either they were great or they were crap, that's just, that's not a valid opinion, is it? So anyway, this Jeremy Shepherd guy, the guitar hunter, was commenting on Bouchers, who are deservedly so gaining a good reputation. And I have one, and it's a terrific guitar. And I have a Breedlove, and it's a terrific guitar. And I think Breedloves are, especially the older ones, the non-cutaways, are really overlooked. They're an excellent guitar, and an American guitar. And this is a guitar that even a lot of Americans snub at. Anyway, I have one, so I know about them, and I put it on a level of my Boucher, and it's not as expensive as my Boucher, but my Boucher is great, and my Breedlove is great. You've seen my videos. I love all my guitars. My favorite guitar is the one I'm playing today, right? Lately, I pulled out my Exit 22 that I hadn't played in probably a year, and I've just been having a gas with that thing. Just been taking it up to my friend Matt's place every day, and he likes it too. Like, he says, that's a really sweet guitar. And he's got a nice parts caster he made, which is really a nice guitar too. I try and only talk about things I have actual experience with. So I think that's the validness in my videos, right? And I know some of my videos are shit. I don't care. This is just what I do. And I'm not forcing anybody to watch my stuff, right? But basically, I'm an old 68-year-old guy that likes dogs. I'm enthusiastic about music. I like good guitar music of all kinds, and I like drawing and painting. So and I have opinions, and so that's what you're going to see when you tune in. And if you don't like it, fine. You don't have to leave some nasty comment. Like, get a life, right? I'm not stopping you from putting up videos, right? Am I? Like, I even had this one guy. Sorry, I'll finish with Jeremy Shepherd first. I tend to go all over the place. So he's saying, "Oh, I really like this Boucher, but I don't like gold tuners." Like he said it kind of sardonically. So okay. If you got $7,000 to $10,000 for a guitar, and you don't like gold fucking tuners, guess what? You spend $200 and you change the tuners. But does the color of the tuners affect the sound and tone? So when I look at stuff like that, when I look at cosmetic criticisms on guitars, I turn it off right away, because I go, okay, this is bullshit. Bling has absolutely zero to do with the sound or the playability of your guitar. And if you think that, I feel sorry for you, because you were probably dropped on your head as a young person. And, probably have some permanent damage there. Bling has zero to do with the playability or the sound of your guitar. And our captive one-eyed, green-eyed lady, she agrees. So the other thing I was going to leave you with was I had this guy who was engaging me the other day on a video where I said, my videos are for intelligent people, because I hope only intelligent people do watch my videos. If you're a moron and you watch and it helps you not be less of a moron, well, that's a good thing too. But this guy was arguing, and it got to the point where it seemed like he's trying to tell me what my channel should be about and what my videos should be about. So I engaged him for a bit, and then at one point I just finally said, because I'm thinking, really, you got nothing better to do? You got nothing better to do than to argue with an old 68-year-old Canadian sitting up here on the southwestern shores of Lake Ontario? All right? I mean, I don't know who this guy is, but I basically said, you understand this is my channel. It's my channel. So if you don't like it, just piss off. Right? Hey, you have to like Roseanne. No, I don't like Roseanne. You have to watch Roseanne. No, I don't have to watch Roseanne. You have to stop playing guitar because you're 68 years old. No, I don't have to stop playing guitar because I'm 68 years old. You can't go to an Eagles concert because tickets are $200 and Don Henley lip syncs to some of his songs. No, I don't. If I want to spend $200 for an Eagles concert, I am my own person. It's my money, and I want to see Don Henley at age 76 lip sync to some of the songs that I love. That's my choice. It's got nothing to do with you. Fuck off. Right? Hey, Don Henley, you're 76 years old. You should retire. No, you have to retire. Don Henley, fuck you. Hey, if I'm still filling arenas with 15 to 30,000 people, you're just jealous, aren't you? What? Because I'm an old man, I can't make money? Like some of you people, seriously, some of you people really need to take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, what am I doing with my life? If this is all I can do, right? So that's why I said on my thing, if you're going to criticize someone like Henley and the Eagles, you better have their talent, their level of talent, right? I don't. I don't think Wings of Pegasus does either. Happy plucking, Maisamy. And remember, no matter where you go, there you are. It's still you, right? It always reminds me of, I saw this Ed Gerhardt thing, who's a really good player, and this rich doctor, lawyer type in the audience, and it was 40 people. We had to buy tickets for $20, but it was a really nice, intimate show at the Acoustic Room here about six years ago. And this pretentious fuck goes, well, Ed, I have your guitar. It cost me $6,800. Why don't I sound like you? And Gerhardt was polite. He just, there was a Q&A after, and he kind of went, well, I don't know, maybe you should practice more. Like, what are you supposed to say to that? And the arrogance that this guy, who's probably a mediocre player at best, like, of course you're not going to sound like Ed Gerhardt. But, you know, I had this student once, had a lot of money, an older guy, well, older, like in his 30s at the time. And he bought an Eric Clapton signature guitar and some Les Paul signature guitar. And he had these huge, huge hands, like bigger than mine. His fingers were like thumbs, they were thick. And I just told him, man, he spent like 12 grand on an amp and these two guitars. And I just looked at him and I said, what are you doing? He said, what do you mean? I said, you need a minimum classical size 2-inch wide neck. He said, what do you mean? Well, I said, you can't play because you put a finger down in it and it's covering 2 strings. I said, you're trying to fit a size 12 shoe, a size 12 foot, said into a size 7 shoe. Doesn't work. And I'm trying to help the guy. And he got really pissed with me. I said, look, those are nice guitars, but like, you know, I don't even think Eric Clapton's a great player, but he's got long, skinny fingers, I think. I'm just speculating there. But I said to the guy, I said, you know, do yourself a favor. If you've got that kind of money, go to a luthier and get him to make 2 necks for you and fit into those guitar bodies that are like 2 inches wide or even 2.2 inches wide. Because, you know, you're not going to learn how to play like that. Anyway, c'est la vie. That's the old expression. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And good luck trying to fit a size 12 foot into a size 7 shoe. Let me know how that goes. Wiedersehen, happy plucking.